Hello and welcome to another video, and today we are having a little break from the usual vacuum cleaners that I show on this channel. I've decided that after a long period of use I needed to replace a couple of kitchen appliances, and the first of these being my kettle, and I've also bought a new toaster as well, which I'm going to be reviewing on a separate video. So I had to go and get these because my old kettle, which is what is it now? It's a Kenwood, is probably a good 10 years old now, and it's been making funny noises recently when I've been boiling it, and I think it might be on its last legs. You'll see the old kettle when I put this one in its place. We're going to get it out of its box, have a look at it, and I'll put some water in and we'll boil it up and see how long it takes. It's I think it's about £35 I think this was, from Argos. It wasn't on promotion, but I was looking for a decent quality kettle that I doubt it'll last as long as the last one. I mean, the old one's still working, but what I'll do, I shall put it upstairs as a spare in case this breaks down. My old toaster basically is older than 10 years old, and I use that quite a lot, and it doesn't really brown the bread properly anymore, and I think that's probably at its last legs, so that's a Tefal. But as I say, we'll be doing that in the next video, the Tefal toaster that I've bought. But it's just this Bosch, I think they call it the City kettle, and it is a the model number is TWK7901GB, which is here on the side of the box. If I just bring that up to the camera, and we can see the model number on there. That's currently available in the Argos catalogue at the moment. It's 240 volt in the UK, 2,500 watts, 3,000 watts. So it's what they call a rapid boil. And unfortunately, even for Bosch now, I don't know if I can get that close enough to read it. It's made in China. So it's not made in Germany, unfortunately. So if you're looking for a Bosch thinking it's going to be made in Germany, it's not. It's Chinese. So even Bosch now have jumped on the made in China bandwagon. Both the microwaves I bought recently in the last year were both made in China as well. So it's guaranteed then it'll break down within 2 or 3 years. Unfortunately, you just can't get things to last these days, can you? But we'll see what this is like. It's let's just bring the camera off here and we'll have a look at the rest of the box. It's probably easier if I hold the camera, isn't it? And then I'll just put it on the side while I get it out. So it's a nice silvery, I don't know, stainless steel I think it is. It's a rapid boil, as I say. It has its base there, the kettle's separate. It's got the little graduated scale on the side so you can see how much water is in there. It has the scale filter, as most kettles do. It's a easy opening flip top. That's the top view. It's talking about the scale on both sides. The auto safety off, which again, standard feature of most kettles now, I would imagine, that prevents you boiling it dry. What I've got on the side here, again, that's the label I've just showed you. Just make sure we get that made in China there on there. That's the barcode number of it. Again, it looks the same on the front. What does that say there? Eagle style stainless steel. Best quality Chinesium then, I'll take it. What have we got on the side? There's the Argos catalogue number there. It's 239/7649. And again, it's just more of the same as on the other sides of the box. So let's open the box up and get it out then, shall we? Let's put this back on the side. So we have a seal on the top of the box, which is a good thing, so nobody's bought this and taken it back. I always get suspicious when things haven't got seals on, or if you can open them too easily. So there we go, we've opened the seal on it. And the first thing we get out is the instruction book there that tells you how to use it. I'm sure I won't be bothering reading that because it's pretty obvious how you use a kettle. Take the top of the packaging out and another bit of packaging there. So the first thing we have out is the base, which is a standard kettle base here for a cordless. That's the base of it, the bottom. Again, it's got a probably about half a metre cable there, so you need to mount it close to your plug socket. Most kettles don't tend to have very long cables on. So we'll just put that down here. And then the kettle itself is nice size here. It's got a nice handle on. And the box is now nothing else in. So we just take the wrapping paper off it, polythene. And there we go. So yes, it's a brushed stainless steel, very well. I think the old one was a shiny sort of steel colour. So this is a little bit different. And we have the flip top lid on there, which doesn't really feel marvellous in quality, I must admit. It feels rather flimsy, but again, that's what I would expect for it being made in China. So let's have the camera off and we'll have a close look at it. So here we can see the flip top lid, and it's got the metal on the top and plastic underneath. It's got the little latch here. I think that's when you press the handle that pops in and the top springs open. So we have a handle here. Yeah, so there we go. So it's a nice, easy open top. The durability of that, my parents had something similar to this a while back, and their lid broke. It kept popping open by itself when the kettle got hot because the plastic expanded at a different rate to the metal here. So that's that. If we put it down on the floor and have a look inside, so we can see there's no element in the bottom. It's not a one with the elements exposed. I think those are very cheap kettles now that are that design. Inside it we have the removable scale filter here, which is essential if you live in a hard water area, because you'll be forever tipping scale out of it, as I am. And I do have some Kilrock scale remover for kettles in the kitchen, which I have to descale my kettle quite regularly or scrub it out, because Stoke-on-Trent is in a fairly hard water area. So we've got a nice spout there, and there is the graduated scale on the side. Looking at the back of it, we've got the plastic handle. It actually is rather nice to hold, and you have the on and off switch at the bottom, which I presume will light up in red when it's turned on. So there's the base. If I can hold that up underneath the light, and we'll have a closer look at that. So the camera really doesn't want to focus on it, does it? There we go. So there's the model number there, and again you've got your made in China sign. Okay. So we're in the kitchen now, and I'll just put it over on the worktop. This is the old kettle that I'm replacing, and I've had this for quite a few years. This is a Kenwood, if you can just make that out. It does still work, but as I say, it's getting rather long in the tooth now, and I thought it's due for a new one. This one's got a rather nice spout on it, which I do like, but I couldn't find another kettle with the same sort as this. And again, it has the same sort of flip-top lid, which is, feels a lot more sturdy, this lid does, than the one on there. But I guess back in those days, things were made a little bit better. This has got the scale filter, as you can see, and I do have to try and keep it clean as best as I can in there. Again, that one has its own sort of stand there with a shortish cable on. I don't know where this is made. I'm assuming it's made in China. There's no label on it. It says this one is a SJ480 series made by Kenwood. I did want to try and get another Kenwood, but the one that I wanted from Argos was out of stock, so I had to get something else. But nevertheless, I mean, that has done very, very well, considering that I use it every single day, and I make quite a few cups of coffee a day as well. So, if you do see one of these, I doubt people will now because it's such an old model. But it's been quite a good kettle, and I will keep this one as a spare. So, if I unplug it, and then we remove the base, and then I'll move it to one side, and what we'll do is we'll go and fetch the base in for the new kettle. So yes, it's got non-slip pads on the base, which stop it from sliding around on the worktop. So I shall just have to put the camera down now while I remove the protective thing from the plug, and we will plug it in. Now I think what we can do, if the cable's slightly too long, is there's a little series of wraps on the bottom where we can, I think, wrap it round like that, just to make it a bit shorter, because as I say, my plug is rather close to where I keep the kettle, so we can do that with it. And then the cable, usually it sorts itself out. There we go, it's sitting nice and securely on there. So what I shall do, we'll put some water in. I put the kettle on top of here. There we go, and I shall get a jug of water and put some water in it. Apparently it's a 1.7 litre capacity on this. So there's one jug, I'll put a bit more in. So if I fill it up to the max, and we'll see how long it takes that to boil. There we go, that's absolutely top full now. So let's turn it on. We press that button down. Let's just so it does light up red then when it's turned on. Rather good. And we can see that that's starting to get warm already. So that's about 30 seconds so far, I believe. So we'll just see how long that comes to the boil and how it switches off. I know it can't be very interesting for people watching a kettle boil, but nevertheless, I'm sure some people might like to know how long it takes to boil, because some kettles take forever. I know this one was rather slow. So obviously I won't be using this water to make coffee with. I should just tip it away when it's boiled, because I think the first time you use a new appliance, it's best to boil it up and then tip that boiling water away and then boil some more up. it's getting nice and hot now, so that's rather quick actually for a full kettle. We don't appear to have any leaks either, which is also good. Top quality Chinesium there. Right, so what I'm going to do now is just put the lid down, and you obviously have to have the lid closed for the switch off to work properly. So I haven't I haven't put the timer on this actually, but what I'll do when I play the video back, I'll have to put it in the description below how long it takes to boil, and time it myself when I play the video back. Yeah, it looks like it's coming to the boil now. Let's just hope that the auto switch off works. There we go, it's starting to boil away in there now. There we go, so that's fully boiled. I think that was probably, what, 3 minutes? 3.5 minutes there to boil the full 1.7 litres. And there we go, so that's pretty good. Hopefully that'll last for, well, if it lasts me about 3 years, that'll be okay, I suppose, because that's, I suppose, all we can expect to get out of Chinese-made products now. Just on a side note here, this microwave here that I reviewed earlier last year, this has got quite bad problems now with this knob. It just hardly corresponds now when you turn this knob. It doesn't really set the time properly anymore. So in less than a year practically this is pretty much useless. It's not been a very good microwave. I mean it heats the food okay, but that turning knob there has become so unresponsive. It's just not good. And it's made in China, and this is why I have this problem with stuff that's made in China, because it just isn't durable and it doesn't last. Yeah, that was a cheap microwave, but at the end of the day you'd expect it to last a bit longer than a year. I'm going to be doing a review soon of this microwave here, which I also bought last year, but I've held off doing the review on it because I wanted to have it long enough, or a good 6 months before I did a review, to make sure we didn't have any problems with it, because that's been quite a good one, that one has. And then what we're doing in the next video is a replacement for this toaster here, which is, that really is an old toaster now, this Tefal 2-slice toaster. And I'm replacing it with a 4-slice one, which I've got in the living room there on the chair. And I'll be doing that review and unboxing. Well, it won't be a review, it'll just be an unboxing and first use in the next video. So for now, for the kettle replacement, this has been the Bosch City kettle, which you can get from Argos, and it's I think I'm just going to have to check the receipt, so if you bear with me a sec while I get the receipt out, and I can check how much exactly that was. No, that's not the receipt for it. Where's the receipt? I can't find it now. There we go. So yes, the Bosch City kettle was $39.99 it was. We can just make that out on there. Oh dear, oh dear. So that's 2397649. The price there, $39.99. Maybe that'll be on special offer in the future. I don't know. But there's the other item I bought, the Tefal Maison 4-slice oatmeal and grey toaster. That was £35, and we're going to do that review just following this one. So, for me, for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again shortly. Bye for now.